everybody. It's time to wake Lapeer up. Is everybody awake? Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, on your third or fourth cup of coffee? I need about 3 more to get there. So, thank you all for coming and welcome. I'm really pleased we have some new members and first-time members who are here today. We have Sandy and George. I'm going to say it the French way, Boiseneau. Close? Good? Okay, Sandy and George are here from Wolf Lodge Traders. They do amazing historical garments and clothing. If you're involved in, different hunting groups, if you do reenactments with different types of historical groups, they're the folks for you. Plus, Sandy also designs and creates wedding gowns and attire, and George is a master at leatherworks. So, for all of you hunters, you need good boots, you ride motorcycles, you need good chaps. I mean, their work is just exquisite and just absolutely beautiful. Sandy, George, raise your hands so everybody knows who you are. There they are. And then we have Lisa Dunn from Stonegate Health Campus. Lisa, where are you? Where's Lisa? Did Lisa make it? There's Lisa. Hi, Lisa, from Stonegate. And then we have a new member, Laura Johnson, VTC Insurance Group. Laura, say hi. Everybody say hi, Laura. Ed Johnson, Guardian Mortgage. Where is he? There he is. Okay, and then we have Mark Milstead from Tenor Technologies. Where is he? There he is. Everybody say hi to Mark.
Morning, Mike.
Okay. And did Sherry make it? Sherry Wall, Saving Kitchens. Didn't know Sherry was going to make it today. No. So lots of new faces and glad that they're able to be here. Before we get really into the program, I am going to have Pastor Jeff Wells from Faith Christian Family Church come on up here and do our opening prayer.
Good morning, everybody. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this time together, Lord, and I have thankfulness on my heart this morning. Thank you so much for helping us the way you have and taking care of our businesses, Lord, and even the new businesses that are starting. Father, we thank you that they're going to be blessed. They're going to flourish in this city, Lord. We pray for the municipalities this morning. Protect them. Be with them. I speak protection over them. And Lord, we just thank you for this great season that we're headed into. Lord, may it not be a drudge or tiresome, Lord, but give us strength. And Lord, let it be a great time in this great city, Lapeer, Michigan. We thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Jeff. Okay, a few announcements. In your guest bags, you will see a list of some upcoming events, the dates and such for chamber events and member events. Just to let you know, the November 23rd and 24th, obviously Thanksgiving, Thursday, Friday, the office will be closed. Winterfest, downtown Lapeer, and it's going to be beautifully decorated, courtesy of all of the great sponsors and donors for all of the lights and the decorations and everything that allows the chamber to decorate the downtown and beautify it for the holidays. It's going to be very lovely. Winterfest Friday night, December 1st, starting at 5. There are going to be lots of activities, tree lighting, caroling. There'll be, I want to say carriage rides, but they're actually horse-drawn wagon rides throughout the community. There'll be a treat walk for the kids going on. There'll be some caroling and things going on at the gallery. So lots of fun stuff. The Christmas Farmers Market will be open under the pavilion. Santa will be there from 5 to 8 p.m. and he'll join us for the tree lighting and caroling around the tree. And then the next morning, December 2nd to Saturday, is the annual Christmas parade downtown at 11 a.m. So if you have not gotten your parade registration in for your business to be, or your organization to be involved in the parade, please do so as soon as you possibly can. Chamber members, our annual holiday mixer will be Tuesday, December 5th at the Mez, which is above the Polar Palace Sports Arena and adjacent to Louis. We had it there last year, had a fabulous time. We had great fun. Food was wonderful. And again, this year we are asking folks in lieu of a door prize to bring an unwrapped gift. For a child, even for adults. A lot of times the adults kind of get forgotten at Christmas. And all of these will be donated to Holiday Depot. They are right next door to our office. Last year, what was it? Over 400 families, Deb, you guys helped?
475.
475 families. And this isn't just with gifts, but they also help provide meals and things like that for these families. And you can adopt a family, or you can bring a gift. Obviously, some of the most difficult ones are the teenagers. You know, as they get older, their gifts get a little more expensive than the things that they want. So, you know, be creative. Even if it's a selfie stick for the kids, if they have a phone. You know, we don't want to leave them out, and we certainly don't want to forget about the adults either. So, you know, gifts, something new, unwrapped toy, clothing item. So we've asked that all of you come and attend. Please RSVP and let us know. Like I said, we had a lot of fun last year. We had a great time. So we hope to see you all there. And that's going to be start at 5:30. So then upcoming, we're jumping ahead to January because we are already looking for nominations for the annual Citizen of the Year Awards. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that tradition has been going on for, oh my gosh, 30-some years. And we've had over 78 individuals over the last 30-some years who have received that award. The Citizen of the Year Award recognizes one adult male, one adult female in the community for their contributions through volunteerism, not a position they're paid for, but over and beyond and above that. So they volunteer for different organizations. Maybe they are the founder of a particular organization. Maybe they have initiated an effort to start a scholarship program of some sort. So they're giving back to the community in various ways, and their efforts help improve the quality of life for other individuals in the community. Last year, our recipients were Steve McLeod from Stone Soup Food Pantry, kind of speaks for itself. Peggy Patton from Families Against Narcotics, again, speaks for themselves. And these are organizations and efforts that they have done on their own time, their own personal efforts. So please think about folks who you know, who maybe volunteer for your organization or an organization that you are a part of. The nomination forms and that information are on the Chamber website, or you can email us or give us a call, and we'll get that information to you. So this year, we are moving the awards banquet to Devil's Ridge Golf Club, and that will now be an evening event on the 25th of January. So 5:30 to 6:30, we will have cocktails and beverages and appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, and then the program will start at 6:30. So we're really excited to be able to have it there. So we'll have a little bit more room, and we won't have to turn people away because we're running out of seating space and so on. And then also, if you have a student in Lapeer Community Schools 9th through 12th grade, if they do volunteer work, they're in NHS, Omni Club, those types of things, talk to them, have them go to their teachers, their counselors, and get nominations for the Youth Award, and attached to that is a $1,000 scholarship. So that's one high school female student and male student. So we hope that you guys will get out there, remind your kids, think about people in the community who you know who do exceptional things to improve the quality of life here in Lapeer. So if you were not able to make it to the presentation about the Alaska trip that's coming up next year, September, you still have time to book till the 26th of February. You can contact Teresa Brandt at Teresa's Travel. If you weren't able to make it, but you're interested, you can give her a call. You can contact us for that information. So, and we are in the process of raising, like I said, the funds for Light Up Lapeer, which is all of the lights, the decorations, the garlands, everything, the new garland this year on the courthouse and so on, that we do for the downtown during the holiday season. So you've been receiving emails and notifications about that. Anything that you can contribute is greatly appreciated. So thank you, and now I will move on, and I will stop talking, but I'm doing pretty good on time here. So our guest speaker today is Carla Gribbs from DTE Energy. Carla, you want to come on up?
Okay, well, good morning. Okay, that was okay. First of all, thank you, Nina. Thank you very much, Lapeer Chamber, for having us out here today. I did bring somebody with me, Michael Sage, who is our manager of our renewable energy development, and he's going to talk a little bit about what we're doing on the renewable side. There's actually three different. Let me see, where are we? Here we go. Yeah, there's really 3 or 4 different things we'd like to cover today in this 20 minutes that we have. What our company is doing to improve electric reliability to the area of Lapeer as well as southeastern Michigan. What is changing in terms of the way we make electricity? There's basically a transformation going on that probably not many of you are aware of in the power generation business. I mean, we live and breathe it every day. But this is a change like no other since, say, the 70s when oil became an issue and we transitioned away from oil in the industry. We'll also talk about renewable energy like solar and wind and how it fits into the future and how it fits into Lapeer County. And then we'll also talk about how actively we're supporting many communities, all the communities in Lapeer County. And we're really happy to be a part of this community. We've been here and in Southeast Michigan for 150 years. We have many parts of our company. The primary 2 largest are DTE Electric, that used to be Detroit Edison, and we serve about 2.2 million customers. And the second largest would be our gas business, which used to be Mishcon. Many of you may know it from that name. And that's DTE Gas now, and that serves about 1.3 million customers throughout Michigan, including some people in the UP. So I'm just going to... The only thing, and I know this TV screen is a little bit small for those of in the back. I'm not going through everything on here. But the most important thing is it really states what our goal, our aspiration is. And as a company, our goal is to be the best operated energy company in North America and a force for growth in the communities that we live and serve in. That in a nutshell tells you where we're going. And why are we doing that? Because we want to provide the absolute best service for you. We want you to be satisfied customers, whether you're residential or business. And we know that it takes a lot of different ways to do that, including supporting things that are going on in the community. Okay, so before we get started, I want to show you a little something.
Main weather feature today, the gusty winds all day today. In fact, this afternoon they could reach up to 50 miles per hour.
What a windy day out there right now. We are under a high wind warning today. DTE says 90,000 homes have no power at this point in southeast Michigan, and that number is likely to grow.
I'm the storm director for the current situation that we're going through right now. We have about over 400,000 customers out at this present time. We're still experiencing high wind conditions, and we're continuing to receive new outages and new reports of trouble.
The severity of the windstorm that hit today exceeded all of our forecasts, and it's impacted over 600,000 of our DTE Energy customers.
It's the day after Metro Detroiters begin cleaning up from yesterday's historic windstorm. In a statement released just a few minutes ago, DTE called yesterday's winds a once-in-a-century event.
Maybe I could give you a quick update on the status of the storm. So I think you're aware this, as the governor said, was the largest storm in the state's history and in our history. We had 800,000 out at the peak. Our largest prior was 675, 25 years ago. So this was a massive storm. We're making good progress. As of 7 o'clock this morning, we had 400,000 of the 800,000 restored. Our goal today is to get another 200,000 restored. We hope better than that.
Temperatures will be the next story. They'll fall below freezing by midnight, and they'll continue falling all the way through the day tomorrow.
I'd also like to thank some of the reverends in our community for getting out into the streets and into the neighborhoods and helping us to check on the welfare and the safety and security of those customers that may need some additional assistance.
So when they came upon this job this morning, thinking that it would be a small job, the first thing they noticed is 5 broken poles. They will be here, 16 guys, for about 16 hours to restore this one city block as well as the school that is served by this circuit. for the 7,000 customers who remain without power since Wednesday, I want you to know that DT does care about your power outage and about the fact that you've been living without power for nearly 7 days now. DT cares, I care, the linemen and field workers in the field care, and we will not stop our efforts until every last customer is restored. I could not be more grateful to the linemen and field employees, 3,000 or more, that are in the field and have been working in the field for 6 days now. They have restored power to 800,000 customers at a historic rate of speed.
So that's just a little snapshot to share with you how seriously we take our business, how much we care about you, and to show you what we went through with you in the spring. I've been with this company a long time. If that storm had happened 20 years ago, people would have been out for 3, 4, 5 weeks. It would have been a long time. We got everybody back in like less than 2 weeks, like 10 days. So thank you for your patience. I want to move. I also want to thank those community leaders, and a lot of them are here today. Wayne and Deborah, police chief, I'm sure had a hand in this at his earlier role. And that is that with the community's help, we were able to have a conversation, let them know what we were doing. We were working with Mary Petornik at the Office of Emergency Management, the city managers, the township supervisors, and with them we were able to communicate what was happening. We got their support, we understood from them what was a priority, and we were able to help you all out and get you back in really quickly. So with that, I want to mention that one of the things that really helped us was the fact that 3 million of our customers, almost all of them, have smart meters. Why does it matter? We now know when you're out. Everybody used to say, well, don't you have a big board that's got 2 million dots on it and you can tell when I'm out? No, we didn't do that. We never had that capability. We always counted on your phone call. Now, I'm going to tell you, keep calling. If you're out, please do phone it in. But we now know, because that meter is sending a message to our system that says, I don't have power, I'm not getting power. We also know when we go to fix your line, and let's say there's 500 customers out on a circuit, we put a line back up and we energize it, we see that the crews see that the lights are on around the neighborhood. Okay, we're good, we go on to the next circuit. Well, we know we can ping all of those 500 meters, and we can go, okay, we got them all on, but you know what? There's still 25 people out. Obviously, we call it trouble behind trouble. There's something else going on. We can now let the crews know before they leave the neighborhood, there's another problem, go to that problem. We didn't have that capability before. Smart meters are really helping us do that. So, with that, let's see. I want to talk a little bit, as I mentioned, about the future of what we're doing in terms of infrastructure. We are not only responding to storms, but we are modernizing our equipment out there to help us have less outages. That's a good thing. Since 2013, we've upgraded nearly 500 circuits, and with a goal of upgrading 1,300 circuits by the year 2020, which is about roughly half of the distribution lines that we have and the circuits we have in southeast Michigan. So the new sensors on equipment throughout our system, whether it's on the poles, it's on the wires, along with the smart meters, as I mentioned, are helping us helping us be able to pinpoint areas so that we can fix areas quicker. In some cases, we even can sense a problem before it starts to happen. So we have smart equipment out there that sends us a message that says, I'm close to failing, or, I'm not feeling so good. I might not work today. This is mechanical equipment, electrical equipment. This stuff does break. it wears out over time, long time usually, but it still can have problems. We now have sensors that tell us, I think I'm going to break, or I think I'm going to wear out, or I think I'm having a problem. So we're making these upgrades to provide you with better service. It's a win-win. You obviously can have the lights on when you need it. You can be running your computers, living your lives, playing, working, whatever it is you do with electricity, which is just about everything. We, on the other hand, don't want you out because we don't want to go out and fix. We want to improve the system. So this gives us more time to improve the system. So, as I mentioned, our commitment is to you to make sure you're satisfied with our service. I'm going to tell you we take very seriously your satisfaction. We measure it on a regular basis with J.D. Powers, who is the standard, the high standard of measurement of customer satisfaction. And I'm happy to say that for the first time, I think this may be the first time, in recent J.D. Power surveys, when they compared DT Energy to other Midwest utilities, we ranked number 1 for business satisfaction and number 1 for residential satisfaction. Now, we're not going to stop. We're going to wait till we're number 1 in the country, but that's pretty darn good. In addition, we did hit a number 1 ranking, and that was in terms of the quality of our communication to residential customers. That is where we ranked number 1 by the J.D. Power survey in residential communications. So we're committed to being even better, but we're happy that we've gotten where we are. One of the examples of how we're improving, and there's a flyer on your table about this, a blue portfolio, is that we are offering a larger variety of outdoor lighting options. They're now available to commercial businesses. One example is the outdoor protective lighting. It's available. You can get a free estimate, and it's something that is both helping us because it is a lower cost now because it's LEDs, and it's a fixed rate. It's not a metered rate. So take advantage of that for your local business and improve your safety. So, another thing that we're very proud of is our commitment to the environment. One example of that is at one of our power plants, Monroe Power Plant, we reached some very significant certifications. We became a wildlife habitat in 2001. We've had Clean Corporate Citizen certification. This picture shows you a number of things. First of all, the one on the left is the American lotus, which can be found growing on our plant property, and it is on the endangered species list as identified by the wildlife habitat. There have also been 9 endangered species of mammals, birds, and 1 plant species noted on our property as well. Our wildlife habitat, there's 151 species of mammals, reptiles, birds, and the like. So we're very pleased that we have benefit the environment as we produce your power. So as I mentioned in the beginning, there's a transformation going on in the electric power industry. So let's look to the future. Our goal is to help keep energy affordable to our customers. So if it becomes cheaper to buy a new car than to fix the old car, essentially we're saying trade in your old car for 2 new ones. Close the coal-fired power plants, add 1 efficient gas-fired power plant, and add 1 plug-in hybrid, 1, if you will, renewables. That comes in many forms, obviously, but that is in the solar and wind area. And at this point, I'd like Michael Sage to come on up and say a few words about that. There you go.
Thanks, Carla.
Yep. I'll do this.
All right, thank you. So first off, is the Citizen of the Year from last year from Fan here? Is she here today? Okay, all right. I'd like to talk to her if I get a chance. But my name is Michael Sage. I'm a manager for development for renewable for DTE, And the two areas that we focus and you hear most of the attention about are wind and solar. And so here's our expectations. Like Carla said, we're reducing our carbon emissions by 80% over till 2050, right? And I do a lot of tours for young people, so 2050 seems like, it's going to be here just like that for them, right? It might seem a little further away for us, but it is going to be here very quickly. And thank you, Carla. And so where are we at right now? So the bulk of what we have in terms of renewable is in the wind part of the business. And so you can see 91% of our development for renewables in wind, and then also the 7% for solar. A big contributor to that is the array that's right here in town, right? I think we have 65 megawatts of generation from solar in one park. The one here in town is 48 of that. Want to go to the next slide there? Thanks. Yeah. So what have we done lately? So we've got 277 wind turbines in the state of Michigan, DTE does. We just finished commissioning the Pennebog Park up in Huron, another 30 turbines. That's 1.7 megawatt turbines. We'll probably be going to a larger platform as we go further along, less turbines, but yet still more generation. The solar array, you're all probably pretty familiar with that. Both in Detroit, one of the largest urban ones, as well as one of the largest here in this side of the east of the Mississippi. Next one, sure, please. Okay, questions. All right, I got a 2-minute warning here.
You're okay. We're good.
We're okay?
We want you to cover what, and we want Q&A.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. So let's talk about wind. So that's one of the largest parts of our portfolio, right? So we'll talk about that. You're getting a lot of press about it as we're expanding beyond Huron County. Initially, when we started in the 2008, 2010 range, profiles were done for the state of Michigan, and the thumb, because of its location between bodies of water, is the very best wind. When you say best wind, that means very consistent at a usable height. So most of our turbines are 100-meter turbines, which are around 325 feet up in the air, and that's where really good wind is. And good wind is about 15, 17 miles per hour very consistently. And so most of the development, not only us, but other developers have used the thumb area as the place for development. Well, technology has changed, just like Carla was saying, technology for our power plants. So wind turbines, they liken those to cell phones. So imagine what your cell phone was like just a few years ago. That much of improvement in wind technology has occurred as well. So now we can build turbines in other areas in the state of Michigan that previously weren't as attractive because of the wind profile. But we can now, right? So the cut-in speed, for example, when a turbine actually starts to generate, there's no motor up there that starts the turbine. It starts only simply because of the wind. And when I started just 6 years ago in wind for DTE, cut-in speeds were 6.5, 7 meters per second. So that's like, 12, 13 miles per hour. Now it's 3.5 meters per second, right? So you can take advantage of wind in other areas, and that's what we're starting to do, right? Well, I shouldn't go on too long here. I could talk the rest of the day here. So
why don't you talk about the process? So in Lapeer County, what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're at the very early stages, the very early stages of development here in Lapeer County. And what does that mean? So we're going out, we talk to landowners, we have agreements with them. So we have a couple different types. So we have larger landowners that we would put infrastructure on, actually put a turbine on, and then we like to do what is called a good neighbor agreement as well. So if you're located close to a turbine, but you don't have enough property, but you're inside of the footprint, we'll have an agreement with you too as well, so that you'll get some financial benefit from having the park in your neighborhood. So that's where we're at now. We're out. We have land agents from a contractor that we've used for years who are talking to individuals, and then we're going to get a profile as to how many people agree with us. We need X number of acres for our park to be able to make sense, right? And you have to put enough turbines there and generate enough electricity to make it worthwhile. So that's where we're at now. Once that is done, once we've got enough interested people, then the process starts with the city, and you start submitting your plans, and we have to go through, I think we have on the average for a typical park about 150 different permits that we have to get between the FAA and the county road commissions and all the other entities. DEQ, all of those have to chime in and have their say on where and what we do with our parks, up to and including the FAA. You will hear about the red flashing lights on top of turbines. That's a requirement by the FAA. Not every turbine will have a light on it. About 75 to 80% of the turbines will, but the ones in the inside of the park are not required to. But again, that's a requirement. It's not something we're doing. It's something that's expected from us. So we're a ways away. Carla likes to go, here's the process, and here we are right here, right? And that's a good example of exactly what we're doing. In the development part of it, we'll take a couple of years actually before we get enough agreements and then actually get to the point where we start putting locations, turbines on a location on a map. So we're away from that, but you got to start somewhere, and that's exactly where we're at right now. One last thing is my office is in Bad Axe. We have an operations facility up there, and I do tours on a regular basis. So if there's anyone here that's interested, you can get a hold of Carla, or you can get a hold of, we have a hotline. You can get a hold of the hotline. It's 855-227-3245, and leave a message, and then we'll try to set something up for you. Do it as a civic group, you can do it as an individual, whatever. And that'll give you a chance to come out and see for yourself. So how big are the turbines? How loud are they actually? How big is the footprint that they're on? And all the kind of things that people have questions about that we'd like to be able to give you a chance to see for yourself. Right? Carla?
So thanks, I'll just close this up.
Do you want to do some Q&A about this right now?
Well, why don't, you know what, can I just show this last couple of slides, and then we'll take questions. We're happy to take questions. Just a couple things. There are benefits to the wind, as there is the solar park. There's benefits to wind as well. Communities receive significant personal property tax, as well as it makes your community green. It is what Lapeer has been very proud of being. Couple things just to reiterate. We do not have a set plan at this time for Lapeer. We're working with community leaders. We encourage communities to take their time to develop wind ordinances. Some of them are reviewing their wind ordinance. We like the fact that they are taking time to do it so that their ordinance is in line with the state laws. The state has required us to put in 15% of our power as renewables. It is a state mandate. In addition, it is a permittable use. And so the planning commissions, the township boards have a challenge in front of them that they must balance a permitted use, community interests, and the rights of property owners to be able to build wind turbines on their property. We appreciate it. We work very closely and openly with communities, and our resource. We are the largest developer of wind and renewables in the state. There are others as well, and we are all willing to work with them to make their ordinances very reasonable. Safety is our absolute number one issue. That is the case every day at work. Every single meeting, we should have had a safety moment. Every single meeting we start with is about safety. Every single meeting at our office is. You always start with a safety moment. In fact, I was talking to Andrew about the cords here, making sure that they were taped down so that nobody would trip on the cords. We are 200% accountable for safety. We believe, and we only go and do our work in communities that are safe, protect the health and welfare of the community, and we're part of your community, which is what I really want to show you, the good stuff, right, Wayne? Yes. Some of these photos may be familiar to you. We are very involved in the local community. We do not come into a community and leave after we build something. Here's a quick example. The picture on the left is an example of something, the solar open house we had for Lapeer area residents. Over 400 of you, probably some of you in this room, attended that event in the rain so you could take a hayride through the solar fields. I want to personally thank Chief Frisch and his officer at the city, Wayne, Deborah, others, the support we've had for the solar build and the open house, we really appreciate. Secondly, the picture on the right is us building a bike path. I would say it's over there, right? It's right outside of Mott Community College. It's a mountain bike path that we helped dig out with Chatfield Schools and others. couple of the other things we've done lately, we helped Goodland Township move their historic school building. We've supported the Lapeer Summer Concerts, the Lapeer Days, the Farmers Market. We're members of the Chamber, both the Lapeer Chamber and the Imlay Chamber. Wayne, do you see you here someplace? Okay, so we also support things like Friends of the Pollyant Trail, Love Inc., Center for the Arts. These are all ways that we've either sponsored, we've supported with our blood and sweat, or foundation support. Licata, the Family Literacy Center, the Blueberry Festival, the Maryland Township Annual Walk. We've also supported the Southern Links Trailways, the Imlay Rotary Park, and the North Branch Fire Association. We're here to stay. We live here. We work here. We're your friends, your neighbors. You're our customers, but you're more than that. We appreciate your time. We are happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much.
All right, Michael, Carla, thank you so very much. Very informative. There's an awful lot that goes into this that I was not even aware of. All the things in the environment that have to be considered, and bird migrations and so on. I mean, most people are totally unaware of those kinds of things. But thank you very much. Thank you for all that information. Okay, our first sponsor, Ben Cummings from the Lapeer Center. Come on up here, Ben.
Thank you, Nita. Good morning, everyone. I am Ben Cummings, General Manager of the Lapeer Center. Okay. So we were formed in 1948 as the Lapeer County Center Incorporated. We have always been known in this community as the Center Building. We will now be, henceforth and from now on, the Lapeer Center, the center of charitable giving in this area, the Good Works nonprofit event center hub. This place, this institution, and this building sprang out of thin air in response to a need in the community for a place to gather. So 14 organizations formed a committee. They included Rotary, Kiwanis, 4-H, Dairy Congress. 14 organizations formed a committee, approached the city, acquired the land, and erected this building largely out of charitable contributions and low-interest loans from prosperous business owners like Tom Hogue, who gave a big loan and then forgave the balance. He burned that mortgage later and donated that to the institution. So it was originally for, say, agricultural purposes, but right away it was in constant demand for dances, weddings, dinners, etc., and it's been in constant use as a community center for 65 years in a row. So now we host numerous fundraisers like the Family Literacy Center's camel races, the senior celebration, 4-H auction every year, and Project Homeless Connect, which just happened a couple weeks ago, and we impacted 230 lives by giving job skills, clothing, haircuts. We're the only facility large enough anywhere in the area to host every service organization that provides for the homeless in any kind of a way under the same roof at the same time. We also this year will be hosting the Michigan State Firemen's Conference, and I'm very excited about that. So the Lapeer Center has 16,000 square foot of space, full catering staff, and we love to host business meetings, lunch and learns, conferences, and seminars. I'm focused on doing even more of that in the future. That helps our budget tremendously, but it certainly provides an unmeasurable benefit to our larger community. The Lapeer Center is an affordable, accessible, barrier-free facility for public or private use of any kind. We host Lapeer County's largest flea market on Sundays from 8 to 3. We've been putting a lot of energy and attention into that, so come and join us. We have food, unusual items for sale. I hope you come and check out the flea market this Sunday. We also host bingo Tuesdays at 7, and we regularly host the Lions, the Rotary, the Kiwanis Clubs, the Historical Society, the Genealogical Society, and the Michigan Association of Retired School Personnel. The Lapeer Center is also the incubator kitchen in partnership with Lapeer Development Corporation. So we have a full commercial kitchen ready and available to help entrepreneurs get their food businesses off the ground. The Lapeer Center has been a nonprofit community gathering place for 65 years in a row. It's time for a freshening up. We have need of funding for 5 big items: new roof, new floors, paint, parking lot, and pay down the existing mortgage. The future of this place will look slightly different than the past. We want to increase our impact and further our positive influence. We want to settle our operational budget and become debt-free so we can then grant greatly reduced rates to our nonprofit partners. They can then raise even more and give back to Lapeer in an even bigger way. It's very important to our board of directors that we maintain a fair amount of flexibility. Flexibility in the availability and use of the building, but also flexibility in our mandate. We are here to provide for the needs of our community, whatever they may be. But one thing is clear, we are utterly committed to providing for the needs of nonprofits. You should give to the Lapeer Center because we are not going anywhere. We have been in constant demand for 65 years in a row. There is no reason to think that we won't be in constant demand for 40 more years. You help by giving money, whatever you can afford. If you want to donate the entire $800,000 amount, I will thank you. We do need your help. We have never survived on rents from events alone, and we don't want to raise the rates. So we have created a program that will settle our operational budget and allow us to become debt-free so that we can then offer even better rates to our nonprofit partners. You'll find in your folder, in your bags, our brochure for our Sustainer program. Please fill out the back page and turn it into me. That's all you have to do. And in return, you'll get 2 free tickets to our lovely pot roast dinner, which is tonight, by the way, 4 to 6:30 at Lapeer Center. Let us cook you dinner. We're doing a harvest dinner with ham and scalloped potatoes, acorn squash. Come and join us. Because of your donation, you'll become an official friend of the Lapeer Center with your name proudly displayed on the banner in our annex. You'll also get the deduction, of course, and the joy of knowing that you're helping this vital part of your community to survive and thrive. Thank you. So we are in the beginning stages of a capital drive. We have already raised the initial contributions, and we are moving right along towards the renovation of the facility. Of course, we want your money, but much more importantly, we want your support. Will you give the funds that we need to renovate the facility? Thank you. And again, come to the dinner tonight, 4 to 6:30 at Lapeer Center, Harvest Dinner. I hope to see you there. And please become a Sustainer member, and the brochures are in your packet. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ben. Okay, our next sponsor, Eric Barnett from Guardian Mortgage. Come on up here, Eric.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Barnett. I'm the branch manager at Guardian Mortgage in Grand Blanc, and I brought one of my mortgage loan officers, Ed Johnson. We are representing Guardian Mortgage. We wanted to take this time to kind of introduce Guardian Mortgage to you. But when preparing for this, I was trying to come up with something catchy. All of us here, you know, we've got the lowest rates, we've got the greatest products, cheapest cost. You've even heard people on TV that say that they've got this phone app that can get you pre-approved in a few seconds. What's the originality in that if I was to come up here and say that same thing? Nothing. So we want you to know what Guardian Mortgage is. We've been around since 1965. We started out in Grand Blanc. Mr. Jack Sweet was the founding person for that. He eventually expanded into Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. And even through the economic downturn of the last decade, mortgage companies seem to disappear overnight or open up under a new name the next day. So they ended up, Guardian stayed together and stayed true to their roots, stayed visible in the community. What we have done recently is we have partnered with a community bank that allows us to provide products that most mortgage companies don't. We have our typical mortgage loans like conventional FHA, VA, rural development, jumbo loans, but we also have some unique products that we can offer to just about anybody in the community. If you happen to think maybe you don't make enough money to qualify for a mortgage, we have mortgage products that are available to low and moderate income borrowers. Maybe you have money tied up in investments where you would have to pay a penalty if you pull that out to put down for purchase of a house. We have what we call high net worth borrowers that have options for loans like this. Maybe you're looking to build your dream home. We have an option coming out soon to allow us to offer construction lending for those that want to build their home. Builders, if you're building homes and trying to get people to buy those homes so that you can free up your capital, we have a program called Builders Select that allows buyers to lock in their rate now for a long term until you finish that house so that they don't lose out on the benefit of the lower rates. Real estate investors, we have loans available for you if you're maxed out on how many homes you can invest, or if it's over 4 units. Typically residential mortgages cap you out at a 4-unit building. We can go higher than that if you have an option for that. Bruised credit. A lot of people think I've had a bankruptcy, I've had a foreclosure in the past, and I'm not going to be able to get qualified for a mortgage. They figure they have to rent for the next 5 to 7 years. That's not true. We have options where you can get into a house as little as 2 years after you filed bankruptcy. So we have loans that fit just about everybody's situation. Rates today, as you've heard, are at near record lows. They're not as low as they were maybe a couple years ago, but they're still historically low. You're talking 4% or below on a loan, depending on what type of a loan it is. First-time home buyers, it's a great time to get into that market. Realtors may not have heard about us or dealt with us. We encourage realtors to give us a shot. Find out how great it is to have a mortgage company that can make the process smooth for your buyers. Realtors love to have their commission checks spent before they actually get it in their hand. We can help you with that, to the fact that you know if we give you a pre-approval letter, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to be able to close that loan on time and get that funding to you. So allow us to have our 8 loan officers in Grand Blanc, each of whom have 20 plus years of experience in the mortgage industry. Put that to use for you and for your customers. We would love to be able to do that for you. Sit down, offer a consultation to you. So please give us a call. We've got our cards in the bags there. We would love to help you, and thank you for allowing us to do this. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you. Okay, our next sponsor, Matt Jakeway from Hank Graff in Davison. And if you notice, your guest bags today were courtesy of Hank Graff and Matt. So we're getting a little close on time here, so we need to kind of stick to this time frame. But want to thank Hank Graff for donating those bags for us today. Thank you.
Hi, again, I'm Matt Jakeway, sales rep over at Hank Graff, and if you've been there, we hope that you've had a great experience. I've been there 2.5 years, and it's a great company to work for. I'm going to talk about what I specialize in, and that is for small businesses and large businesses. We are, as far as Genesee County and Lapeer, the only GM Elite dealer. So we specialize in small businesses, finding you rebates if you are going to do lettering on your vehicles to get that. It's called Chevy Commercial Cash. So basically you get stuff like that for free. If you're a company and you have 15 vehicles in your fleet, for example, on a work truck, you'd qualify for a $4,000 discount on that truck. If you buy 5 in a year, we can apply a GM fleet. It's called a fleet account number, so that you do get that $4,000 to $5,000 depending on the vehicle. Some of our customers are Blue Flame, Goyette, Fessler and Bowman, really any company we work with. We specialize also in upfitting them with snow plows, bin packages for vans, service bodies like DTE, they use a lot of those. Another unique thing that we do is we provide work-ready loaners. So if your company vehicle needs service, we will bring you a truck for the day or 2 days, take it into our commercial service department, and then bring it back to you. We deliver trucks, vans all over the state. I've been to the UP. It's kind of nice getting out of the chair in the showroom, and so Do I got time for, should I tell a joke? I got an extra minute.
You got a minute? You got 1 minute. Make that a quick joke.
I'll mess that up anyways, but no, I mean, feel free. My card's in there. Call if you got any questions. If it applies to you or will apply to any of your friends, it's worth giving us a shot to price it, and it's something that we can show you how to get free stuff and rebates, because we are one of these dealers. There are not a lot of in Genesee and Lapeer County, as far as GM goes, that specialize in this. So if you have any questions, feel free to call or stop in and see me. Thank you. Oh, one more thing, tax code 179, it's for advanced depreciation. So if you do have bought vehicles this year, ask your accountant, you can write off some of it for next year, this year. So.
Awesome. Okay, great. Super, thank you, Matt. Okay, our last sponsor today, Mark Milstead from Tenor Technologies. Come on up here.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, I am not a public speaker. Just want to let you know that right up front. And I'll try and just let you know a little bit about what I'm here for. Tenor Technologies is a technology integration provider. We've been based in Ferndale since 1999, so almost 20 years. Do a lot of work in the Detroit area, and we have just opened an office in Lapeer. That's what I'm doing, and we're here to service small business, medium business, large business. Our specialty is cybersecurity and industrial manufacturing. So if there's anybody here that is in those fields, let us know. We're one of the few companies that has developed a curriculum for end users for cybersecurity. So if anybody's interested in learning a little bit more about that, my card is in the bag, and we're in the area to service you guys. Our goal is to make technology easier for you and get it so that everything is working together seamlessly. If you can have technology working for you, you have a little bit more time to make money and focus on your core business. That's what we're here for. So if you have any questions about technology or making things work together, give us a call, and we'll be happy to come out and talk to you a little bit more about that. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're talking about, when you talk about technology, Mark, you're talking about like in a manufacturing environment. I'm not sure everybody maybe really understands.
We install networks, switches, internet access. We're a Microsoft Gold partner. We're a Cisco partner. We sell hardware and software. We're also an educational supplier for Microsoft. So we're in many different fields already, and our goal is just to make whatever technology you're using work better for you.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, our member focus, Lapeer Dental Center. Sarah, are you who's speaking? Sarah or Elaine? Which one? Or both? Okay, there you go. Come on up here, ladies.
I'm Elaine Sikowski, and I'm Sarah. And we're going to show you our commercial to kind of explain our office.
At Lapeer Dental Center, we pride ourselves in providing world-class comprehensive dental treatment in one convenient location. The doctors and staff utilize state-of-the-art digital X-ray machines and infrared cavity detection. Whether you're in need of a routine cleaning, surgery, braces, children's dentistry, cosmetic or implant dentistry, We will treat you like family. Welcome to Lapeer Dental Center, where your smile is our life's work.
So our goal in the community is just to try and raise awareness about the importance of good oral health. As you can see, we're just a local hometown family practice, and we are always welcoming new patients. We take a lot of referrals from friends and family, and we really want to make it just an overall good experience.
And since our commercial, Dr. Charlie retired last year, and Dr. Nathan Munch, Dr. Munch's son, brought into the practice. And Dr. Munch has been there for over 34 years. And we also work late till 7, 2 nights a week to make it convenient for people that have to work, that need to get late night appointments. So.
Also look for us in the Christmas parade this year. We'll be downtown, and we'll be passing out toothbrushes for people in the community. Okay.
All right, great, thank you, ladies. That'll be a new twist in addition to the parade. It'll be fun. Melissa Malcolm, Lapeer District Library, our first nonprofit today. You're welcome.
I love the idea of toothbrushes to sort of counteract all that candy that's given away at the parade. In March, I talked to this group about why we need a new library and what we're planning on doing to get there. At this point, 7 or 8 months later, we are having meetings with our architect. If you go to the Lapeer District Library webpage, and it's right on the front of this brochure, which is in your bag, you can find the dates and times listed. We are going to each branch, except for Elba, which is way too close to D'Angeli, to talk to residents about the new building and to get some input into what we might put in there. But this morning I want to tell you that we are also putting together our committee to get the vote out for the new library. As you know, we need to have a bond vote because $12.5 million is not something we can get with contributions, I don't believe. So we have, our next meeting is going to be at Louis Sports Tavern. It'll be November 28th at 7 p.m. We need committee chairs. We need people to head fundraising, to work on communications, to work on getting the volunteers out, and to look at how voters can be engaged. I talked to somebody the other day who didn't know that he could vote for the new building because he didn't live in the city of Lapeer. So we have a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping that any of you might come to our meeting or call me at the library, and I can tell you what you can do to help us out. So thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, Holiday Depot, Lapeer County, Deb Marquardt. Yay!
Thanks, Nita. Well, Nita's already given you a big report of all about Holiday Depot, but we are a nonprofit in the Lapeer County that matches organizations, donors with families in need. Check out our Facebook page, like us on our Facebook page. We need to get the word out to low-income families to sign up now. We're about halfway there from last year's total, 475. Families in need are proud, they think they can do it, they want to provide Christmas for their children, and what really happens is that extra bill comes in that they don't think about, and then there's a need, and then there's no monies to be able to provide Christmas. So if you have a way of helping me get the word out to these families, besides again, in the schools, churches, anything, would you hand me your business card, because I would like to sign people up now. It's much better to do it now in the next week or two than on December 20th when I have to be there for 24 hours. So, and our team, so please like us on the Facebook page. If you have any questions, I'm here and happy to afterwards to answer them. Thank you. Oh, don't forget the parade. It's lots of fun.
Thanks, Deb. It is lots of fun. We hope everybody will come on out for the annual Christmas parade. It's kind of the launch of the holiday season here in Lapeer and in the downtown. It is always lots of fun. It's my favorite parade of the year. We have such a great time, and it's just fun to see all the kids out there and the families and everybody so excited about it. And you know, since there are going to be toothbrushes passed out, I don't know if we'll pass out candy this year, but we might. So we should do the candy first, then bring the toothbrushes, so it'll all work out. So anyway, okay, my pal and buddy, Mr. Glenn Ream, Vietnam Veterans of America. He's our last nonprofit today, and then we're going to do our 50-50 real quick, and our door prizes. I know we're running real short on time, but we're going to get it all squeezed in there. But I really thought that the information that DT had to offer us today with everything that they do in this community was really vital and very important to be able to give them enough time to address all of that and to educate us and inform us. So with that, my friend, you are the last 1 minute up here.
Always fun to be last Mohegan.
We saved the last for best, or the best for last, right?
I appreciate that. Recently, last Saturday, we had Veterans Day. Jeff Hogan was there covering our event. Thank you, Jeff. City Police put out some cones for us around the parking area on the backside of the Veterans Park. Thank you. If you didn't know it, WMPC broadcast our ceremony worldwide. Little humor, the mayor blamed me for getting reelected. We also, how many people are aware of Agent Orange? Okay, Word Chapter 287 is going to look into, hopefully this next year, we can bring it back to Lapeer County to make people aware of the problems. To tell you that how Agent Orange got its name was there was a orange stripe that was around the top of the barrel. It wasn't anything to do what was inside of it, that's just how it got its name. And just recently, the VA had also authorized people who were in aircraft that dispersed it over Vietnam, what we called the Caribou C-123s, were eligible for disability. This stuff is still on your shelves in the stores. So please, the numbers and the colors tells you what is in it. And there's already been some backlash on one of the companies already. It's been on the news. I'm not throwing out any names because that's a no-no. So please, if you're going to use the stuff, read what it does. Because it is the dioxins from this stuff, if you get this in your system, it's going to be with you forever. So with all that said, and our chapter, our last meeting, we decided we were going to donate to Holiday Depot and light up Lapeer.
Yay, thank you, Glenn.
I get my arm twisted every once in a while.
Oh, I don't twist it that hard.
So anyway, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Glenn. We appreciate it. And a big thank you to Glenn for all the work that he does for the community and assisting us with all of the military aspects of our parade, Lapeer Days Parade, the Christmas Parade. He does the Memorial Day. I mean, he does the Veterans Memorial Ceremony, organizes all of that. He does a tremendous amount for the community. Plus, he also helps and volunteers at a lot of our chamber fundraisers and working with the VFW and other veterans-related groups. He's very active in the community, so he really does contribute. I think he should be nominated for Citizen of the Year award. Again, anybody in here. I think he deserves it. He's a good guy. He does a lot. Okay, so we are going to do our 50-50.